What is going on, everyone? It's your boy ACK here. We are here with another spotlight interview series. Episode 15 was a huge milestone where we had a band on there. We had Broadtree, first ever band I had on the series, and now we got band number 2, Not Leaving Sober. Boys, what is going on? How are you?
Here's AC. What's poppin', baby? How you doing?
And not too bad. I appreciate y'all coming on today, taking the time. Kind of a gloomy day out today, but
I'm here, dude. You
yeah.
must be somewhere in New England, right?
Oh yeah, I'm up in Massachusetts.
You hear it in your accent. Dude. I fucking knew it. We're in Jersey.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I knew you guys were down in Jersey, so you guys are living it up down there. So kind of before we get into like the questions and stuff like that, why don't you just tell the people a little bit of who you guys are?
Yeah, dude. We are Not Leaving Sober, and that's also the name of the band.
And it works out pretty good for branding. I'll drink for that.
So pretty much we've been best friends for like 10 years now. This all started because we at my job, we both bartend. So my job was asking me one day, hey, you want to like run karaoke here? Because I used to do that back in the day. And then I was telling Jimmy about it. And I was like, hey, man, you want to go on a run to Guitar Center with me? And on the way there, he was like, you don't really have a choice. I'm doing karaoke with you. I'm hosting it with you. And I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, it's fine. But it was cool because we both learned, I learned about Jimmy, how incredible of a singer and musician he was. So we would sing together every week. He started bringing his guitar and offering like acoustic karaoke. And we just started harmonizing and learning each other's voices, and then decided like, hey man, let's like really do it, you know?
Yeah.
We started as the acoustic duo, and that was going so well that people were like, well, do you have a band? Like, do you guys perform as a band? And we were like, well, no, but we could get some people together.
Yeah.
And now like 2 years later, like here it is.
No, that's awesome. And like I was when I first found you guys, like I was definitely jamming with a lot of your songs that you have out there. Most recently like Sunflower and Chasing Tequila. I've definitely been vibing with those two a lot.
I'd also like to mention, we were checking out some of your stuff. We were listening to Back to When earlier. Awesome voice, dude. You have a gorgeous voice.
That's not even me. I can't sing for shit.
Singing. So what were you doing on that song? I thought it was yours.
No, so I wrote that entire song. That was in memory of my grandfather, and that's my best friend Nathan Vasquez that actually performed that. Yeah, and I produced the whole thing up, but he's the singer on that, and I was the songwriter, and then I produced everything up.
And the songs were really cool.
Yeah, it slaps, dude. Very well done.
Yeah, no, and a lot of my fans and family, they know that was the first song I actually ever wrote back in 2018.
That's sick.
Yeah. So it was just like crazy. That's how I really started getting into the songwriting process. And then just last year with COVID and stuff like that, I really started getting more into the producing side and then my interviews and stuff like that. So
is that song online?
No, not yet. It's coming out. It's going to be out by the end of the year though. So spoiler alert, everyone, that's coming out by the end of the year.
Yeah, you got the exclusive right here, folks.
Exactly. Not Leaving Sober is getting all the exclusives from ACK today. So you guys kind of talked about how you formed the band and stuff like that, like how it kind of came together, but like solo wise, how did you guys start getting into music? Like where did it all start for you guys?
Yeah. I was always singing, walking around the house, singing, having a good time, but I had always wanted to learn to play the guitar. And I had parents that supported it. So here we are now. Nico has just picked up guitar. I'll let you talk about yourself, but now he's become a monster on guitar. So now when we do acoustic duos, we trade off, and it's pretty cool. Just always been playing and singing. So
yeah, dude. Pretty much the same story for me. As a kid, I could just tell that that's what I loved. Like that's what I lived to do. I was writing songs when I was probably 8 years old. They were awful, but I was doing it and I got better. And here we are 20 years later and I'm significantly better at it, you know? Like I remember my brother used to have like this karaoke program on his computer, and I used to like play the tracks without the vocals, and I would write like new lyrics to these songs, like to popular songs.
Joe talks about that a lot.
Yeah, dude. Well, I did it with him too. Him and me used to write songs all the time. Yeah, we both live with our other best friend. Literally, all three of us are best friends, and we became roommates about a year ago now. And it's cool because he's an actor, and we like pretty much just really inspire each other to go as far as we possibly can with doing what we love. I was always singing, and then I always wanted to play guitar, but I was being a little bitch about it. And Jimmy pushed me off the ledge, and thankfully he's also my teacher. Like he taught me and is teaching me still. So
Yeah.
it's pretty magical.
It's
No,
pretty
that no, that is really, really cool. And that kind of leads us into our next question a little bit, which is good. Is talking about inspirations. Is obviously like you guys, like you said, that it's really cool that you guys all have that bond together and kind of inspire each other and stuff like that. And then obviously you guys probably have like friends and family that were really like pushing you guys, saying like you guys are good, like keep doing this, like do what you need to do. But like kind of more in like the music industry per se, like who are some of your inspirations out there right now?
All right, I'll take this one first.
Yeah, take it.
My favorite band of all time is Guns N' Roses. I've been obsessed with them for years, man. I love Axl's stage presence, his voice. I love everything about the band. I love Slash. It's cool because Jimmy's uncle just invited us to come see Guns N' Roses with him when they come to Giant Stadium next week.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
I was
awesome.
like, free tickets to see the greatest band ever. Yeah. So that was cool. I definitely have a lot of hip hop roots too, dude. I'm a huge Eminem fan, huge Tupac fan, J. Cole, Lupe. I know I'm missing some right now. And then country wise, my favorite artist right now is by far Morgan Wallen. I love Luke Combs. So our music, while it's generally Southern rock or country, like it's a fusion of a lot of stuff, which I think is really cool. And hopefully we're bringing something that you're not necessarily hearing somewhere else.
It's also awesome if you've, I mean, sorry to cut you off,
I'm done.
but if you've listened to some of the songs, like the way that you like spit over the top of them is nuts.
Thanks,
It's
dude.
like you can like pick it out. It's like, oh, I get that. Oh, I see what you're
Yeah,
doing.
that'll be fun.
Like,
Thanks,
it's
man.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, no, and it's just cool because like I sometimes talk about this as I think it was I'm always bad with my dates, but it was kind of like 2011, I want to say is when it came out, was Cruise by Florida Georgia Line. That's kind of like when country started like going in like all different, or like you just like you were going down one road for a while and then all of a sudden like there's like 18 different roads now.
Yes,
After
it's
that,
cool because that was like the first country crossover with other genres that I saw.
yeah.
And that was the first time I heard an 808 in a country song, and like that song is so good, man. It's so
Yeah.
good.
No,
It's
yeah,
overrated
and like
at this point, but it's so good.
no, exactly, because like once they started doing that, like then Jason Aldean, like he went from just doing like that old style country to doing more of like that kind of southern rock and like getting a little more of that into there, and then it just kind of like went through from there. So it's just cool that you guys like are kind of like going down your own unique road and stuff like that, and just paving the way.
Yeah, that's cool. You also hear like a lot of country songs that are trappy now, which I love most of those.
Yes.
I know like the old country heads are disappointed in that, but music's fluid and changing all the time, and people got to get over it.
No, exactly.
That's what it is. Like music evolves, bro.
No, it does. And like, I mean, I definitely reminisce with some of that older stuff, but I mean, like, I also love today's music too. Like, it's just, I always grew up in the house. There was always 90s, early 2000s country playing in here, like Travis Tritt, George Jones, Garth Brooks, all that fun stuff.
Let's go.
Actually, speaking of Garth Brooks, I'm actually going to that in October. He's coming up to Gillette Stadium October 9th. So
I hope you're a Patriots fan, dude, because I am.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we should start getting sports involved.
No.
I got the Minnesota Vikings
Oh my God,
right there.
Right there. Shit. Yep. That's cool though.
Yeah, no, whole family's Patriots fans, stuff like that, but I'm a Vikings fan till the day I die.
You guys are gonna be great this year.
Hopefully. I mean, we got a lot of good people coming in, so hopefully.
Yeah, you guys spent a lot of money on defense, and that's what you needed. So
no, exactly. So kind of getting into the next question is because, like I said, I'm a big fan of like Chasing Tequila, Beer Run, Sunflower, all those songs from you guys. What is like your creative process like when it comes to writing a song? Like, because artists have so many different types of things. Like some will hear the melody first and then they'll be like, okay, I can write to this. Or some people will just go straight for lyrics and then try to figure out a melody later. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I'll take this one actually. So it's really cool. Living obviously with this guy and my other best friend, it's really cool like kind of picking up on the different ways to write a song, because there's been songs where I'll come up with the riff like immediately and then be like, oh, let's write it around this lyrical idea. But then some ways there's just like, oh my God, like here's the melody, here's the lyrics, here it is. It's really inspiring to see, because this is the first time in my life where I'm not just writing chorus, chord progression, verse. It's naturally flowing. So I'm having a ball.
Yeah. I feel like it depends. There's been songs we wrote all different ways. I have songs that I wrote the lyrics to before they even really had a riff under them or anything like that. And like also vice versa. I would say most of the time though, it's usually like the music that inspires the lyrics. Like I feel like the lyrics write themselves often because like Ronnie, our lead guitarist, he always will just send us recordings of something he wrote, and I'll automatically have an idea. It just kind of inspires you, and I think it's really, really cool when that happens. We do a lot of like, sometimes we'll have shows all weekend, and like we'll have Ronnie sleep at the house, and then you have three of us in the same place, and we do a lot of writing. Then,
That's always good.
yeah, Chasing Tequila, one you mentioned before, we actually
That's-
wrote over FaceTime during COVID.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that was fun, dude.
And that was kind of cool because we didn't have a melody. We didn't have lyric ideas. We just came to each other because we were so bored, and we were like, all right, yo, we got to keep going. Like another song, like, let's do this. And it was kind of cool because we kind of wrote the story first. Then the progression came, then the lyrics came, then the melody came. So it was actually really cool how that came together, just like storyboard type shit.
Yeah, no, and that, I mean, that's awesome because like I'm big on storytelling when it comes into music and stuff like that. Like obviously the one I wrote about my grandfather, and then I have a couple of other ones hopefully coming out by the end of the year too, which is I'm big on the story. And it's kind of cool because I feel like some of your songs and stuff like that kind of reminisce with how Back to When came about, because so I originally wrote that, and then I was writing it, and then I was like scrolling through Instagram and stuff like that, and I found my best friend now, Nathan. He's down in Texas working his butt off and gigging and stuff like that. So I found him, and I shot him a message, and I was like, listen, I got this song right here. I think your vocals would be killer on it. I sent him over the lyrics and stuff. Not even like 20 minutes later, he's like calling me, and he's like, dude, I already have like, I've had this guitar riff like stored away right now, and like I've just been saving this for the right song. So all of a sudden, then 2 and 2 came together, and it just happened.
Yo, so like that, you pretty much wrote lyrics to that. It had no music to it yet. Nope. Sent it to him, and he came up with something in 20 minutes.
Exactly. That's basically how it all went down.
That's badass.
That's collab in its beautiful form, bro, man. Where it's just bang.
No, exactly. And I'm a big fan on collabing, and especially doing these interviews and stuff like that, because making connections in the music business is such a like valuable thing. And like, I mean, now I'm collabing and like writing like with other artists, and like we're doing Zooms and stuff like that. And like, I've just met so many different artists from country, from pop, hip hop, just like all types of genres and stuff like that.
I've been seeing you do a lot of interviews with pretty much every genre.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, cause like when I first started this, I was like, I don't know, like, do I do just one genre? Because then some people might not tune in and stuff like that. And like, I'm just a lover of all music. So like, why not just get a mix of everything in there?
Nice, bro. Love that.
Yeah. So kind of getting into the next question, gonna have to make you guys think about this one. I already kind of talked to you about this before the interview started here. Is I always give the same speeches. Last year with COVID and stuff like that, a lot of new artists tried to like really put themselves out there more and make a name for themselves. And just even now, like kind of off the back end, and even before this, there's always new artists coming up and stuff like that. But what would you say makes you guys different compared to a lot of these other artists out there right now?
I think the big thing about us is we try to make our shows a party. The whole point for me doing this is I believe that we were given gifts like musically, and everybody's given different gifts. And I think it's like kind of your duty to use those things to make the world a better place, as corny as that sounds. But I think we get to use our music and the excitement that we have to perform our music, which is just on another level. Like that's my very favorite thing to do. And I think it's our job to take those things and make other people happy through that, hopefully. So I always like to think of our shows as like, oh, come get drunk and forget about life, because you're going to have fun tonight. Like fuck all your problems and let's do this. So like, that's a guarantee. You come to our shows, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah. No, and that's just awesome, because I mean, that's where kind of you're like performing, and that's like where your artist side really like shows, is you just out there having a good time. And I mean, hell, even if you guys did suck and people are still enjoying it and stuff like that, as long as the crowd's having a good time.
We were good, you know. So yeah,
No,
exactly.
but I mean, as long as like that's just like that really just shows like your artistry and like just you guys as performers, which is like really cool because not a lot of people kind of like touch up on that kind of stuff. They talk more about their writing styles and like techniques and their vocals and stuff. But that's why I always like that question, just because it brings a lot of cool different answers and it shows people who they really are.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for asking that question. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that was a good question.
No, of course. So before we get into the good stuff, because I'm always a fan of listening to the music at the end of these interviews. But before we get into that, is what are your goals as a band? Like, where do you guys want to go, and what else can we expect from you down the road?
Just bigger and bigger stages. I mean, we always make the joke, like, would you rather play in front of like, 10 people who are really into it or 100 people that aren't really into it? You know what I mean? Like, the bigger the stage, the bigger the pressure, the bigger the performance. You know what I mean?
It's funny. We've played some places where when we're leaving, Jimmy will be like, I never played at a funeral before, and, because like, it depends. Yeah. And then we've played, I always tell him one of my favorite shows was this place in Bayonne, New Jersey called the Vic. And there were 7 people there. I mean, 7 in the room listening to us. And they were all so fucking cool and so into it that's one of my favorite shows to this day. So yeah, it's a lot about like having a good time, and we want it to go as big as it possibly can. I mean, that's a lot of artists' goals. I'm super big into manifesting, and I pretty much every day close my eyes and picture us on stage with a crowd of 10, 20,000 people. And we don't even have to sing the words because they know them all and they're singing them. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Yeah. So hopefully.
Also, right when this interview comes out, we're actually going to be opening for John Langston at Jenks Club
about that,
in Point Pleasant. So that was,
No, that's awesome, honestly. And like I said, like I'm a big fan of you guys since I've seen you guys, and I just can't wait for bigger and better things for you guys. And obviously, when you're on that big stage, I better be front row, VIP pass, all that fun stuff.
Oh, you got it, dog.
Backstage, bro.
No, yeah, I'll be up on the stage with you guys. I'll get up there. Have a good time.
No doubt, because you got that early days interview, so you're a day one now,
No, exactly, and I appreciate that. So getting into the good part is song from you guys.
Yeah, man.
So I'll just let you guys kind of take the floor. Let us know what you're doing, how this song came about, whatever you're gonna do, or if you're doing a cover, whatever. And the floor is yours.
Thanks, dude.
Well, thank you.
This song is called Blow a Kiss to Jersey. And it's pretty much just a song about like the voice in the back of our heads that are kind of screaming at us to like get out of here and go do the damn thing, It's about how we love our home where we're from, but like also like there's always been I've always been enamored by like Nashville and everything there, the music. So this is kind of just painting that picture of like getting on that plane finally and fucking doing it. Has this actually happened yet? No, but it's kind of like maybe a prediction. I don't know. A precursor. Yeah, that's a good word.
All right. This was one our lead guitar player wrote. Sent to Nico. Nico came up with brilliant lyrics, and then the song pretty much came around it.
Awesome.
All right, and this song came out July 30th.
July 30th. Yeah.
So if you dig it, check us out on Spotify, Apple Music. Our music's everywhere, wherever you listen to music. Hope you dig it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wheels on this one way, kissing and run away. Only home will ever know. Living in the jet stain, neon glow, calling me home. Blow a kiss to Jersey, all the way from Tennessee. I heard the door pound as she slowed down. Can't seem to put the bottle down. This old family of mine, born in the Point Beach sunshine, either dead or moved away. Pick up your bags, let's board that plane. No sense in looking at yesterday, it's true. Got her head Got my six string and a shooter of whiskey, baby. I'm gonna make history, love. I'm already gone. Bars down Broadway, whispering my name like a symphony, calling me home. Wheels on this one way, kissing that runway. Only on the river, no, leaving in the ditch lane. Me, I'm gone. It's calling me home. Against the Jersey, all the way from Tennessee. One, two, three, four. Wheels on the swan way, kissing and runway. Only on the river, no, leaving in the ditch lane. Me, I'm gone, calling me home. Blow against the Jersey, all the way from Tennessee. Yeah. Something like that, AC.
Nah, that is awesome, boys. I love that. I just don't know what else to say about you guys. You guys are just rocking it and killing it, and I love it. And I'm vibing with it. And I mean, everyone better go check these guys out because they're legit. And I mean, Jersey's not too far. I could probably drive down there, catch a show or two.
Please do.
Hey, we'll come up to you.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be coming that
We'll
way.
be, touring
That's
north.
part of the plan for sure.
No, exactly. If you guys are ever up here, let me know. And then it's funny, like you guys kind of did that song just
Got
because.
some transit for you for our Northeast boy.
Oh, nice. There we go. It's funny that you guys kind of like talk about Tennessee and like Nashville and stuff like that because I'm actually that's always been a dream of mine is to get down there at some point.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing.
no, exactly. And I've been looking, hopefully maybe sometime late September, thinking about trying to head down there. We'll see what
Dope, dude.
happens.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be there in October, so
Oh,
if you
nice.
have to be there in October, hit me up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming on, having a good time, playing some music and answering some questions. I appreciate having you guys on.
Thanks,
No,
man.
we appreciate you. Thank you, my dude.
You're a fantastic speaker. Thanks for having us
No,
on.
thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Before I kind of just give my little out speeches, like where can we find you on social medias? And then obviously Not Leaving Sober on Apple Music, Spotify, all that. But what are your socials at?
Facebook, Instagram, we're even on TikTok. So if you're on any of those, find us. It's real simple. Not Leaving Sober. And then Spotify is the biggest thing too. You can find us there and Apple Music, Amazon, obviously. So
Awesome. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming on and doing this. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Easy.
Cheers, man.
Be easy, brother.
Alrighty, so that concludes another episode of the Spotlight Interview Series. Y'all know the drill. Every Sunday, catch a new artist, maybe catch a new band, and I'll see y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in.